This is the pilot's love song. Now, my impression of this anime is probably the same as most of the people who watch this. Right off the bat, on first glance, you would think it was a World War II era type anime. And it's not. And you think, well, the title will tell you otherwise, right? Perhaps. True enough, the title could say a lot. But, I thought, well, maybe it's similar to Last Exile. You've seen that anime. But, there is a lot more to this anime, that's for sure. There's some mystery going on. Things you have to figure out and understand. Because while the anime seems quite peaceful, you're shown, like, right off the bat, as you can see, it's not really peaceful. They're warring. You don't know the why of it. You just know that, that there's definitely battles being fought, and the main character of this anime, and this guy, to me, is the most mysterious of all, but his name is Kalel Albus. And he has a sister named Ariel Albus, and they're both like entering this like academy to basically, join whatever forces of their their nation, and you see like flying ships, like giant ships, like Last Exile. And then you start seeing a floating island, which kind of makes you wonder, like, what is this? But, like I said, there's definitely a mystery going on, because when you look at Kalel, which is the main character, he's blonde hair and blue eyed. And then you look at his sister, and she has like red hair and different color eyes, and it's like, well, your siblings? It just doesn't add up. And then you look at his parents, or his father in this case, and the supposed older sisters, and you realize not a single one of them look like him. So there must be something else going on. And then you realize, like, at least for me, that my suspicions were right on when he finally got to the place where he'll be serving his time in whatever armed forces they have in this anime. And you'll see there's another guy who seems like he's staring at him. You just know that the guy doesn't like him. Maybe he doesn't like anybody, but it just seems like in him in particular he can't stand, and there must be a reason, which means he may know who he is, but the rest of us don't. So there's a story behind this main character. And not only that, but on the way, just flying to the place that they'll be, he saw, or he thinks he saw someone, and he was just seeing red, literally, to the point where he wanted to kill whoever he saw. So I was like, how did this, like, I guess this is the anime way of telling you, like, there's something to this character. I don't necessarily agree with doing it that way, but yeah. They show some flashbacks in his past to try to explain that. Well, not to explain, but just to give you little bits and pieces to keep you guessing, because they don't want to give it out that, what exactly is this guy. So you start to add it up, though, when you look at this Claire Cruz who he meets. trying to fix her bicycle, and you realize that the nobles are separated from the commoners, you know. And he got upset when he walked her home and he was barred entrance to where all the nobles live. And it seemed like he took it far more personal than you would think someone would. You'd think he'd be like, well, so what? And turn around and then be on his way, but no. It seemed like something struck him there, which makes you think maybe he's a noble. Maybe there's something to it, you know, and you just don't know. So, yeah, there's definitely a backstory there. They won't tell you, but you have to figure it out. But all in all, do I like this anime? I really don't know. I'm not a huge fan of how it's drawn, but I can overlook that if I like the actual story and the characters. So I can't really decide just yet. I have to wait and see. I have to watch more episodes, but for now, I definitely recommend that you should at least watch it and see if you like it for yourself, and then tell me if you like it, because I really don't know. But other than that, just like I said, give it a watch. Alright, this is D-Frag, and craziness is pretty much the only word that describes this anime. I can't think of any other. And my impression about this anime, even though it's a high school anime, was pretty much that it'd be like all others, maybe some romance thrown in. It could have something magical going on, some, the usual thing that you find that sets it apart. But the craziness was so powerful in this anime that my impression, was just blown away. All I can do is just sit there and watch and just wonder what's gonna happen to what's gonna go on and what's gonna happen to this main character, because it wasn't really chaotic, just craziness. So yeah. But let me explain in the best way I can about this anime, which is that it's about this kid. As you can see, his name is Kazama, and he's basically like a delinquent of some kind. And basically, they're not joining any clubs. They're just doing their own thing. And this guy Kenji Kazama made the mistake of running into a classroom that was smoking and putting out the fire. Little did he know that the club, the game creation club, has these girls in it that are absolutely crazy. Because when he went in there, they was trying to force him to join the club, because if they don't get new members, their club will be gone. And they call it the game creation club, but all they do is play games. They don't actually, create games. So yeah, they need more members or they're losing the club. And they go to the extremes to make sure he joins. And of course, as you know, he will eventually join, even though he has no choice from what I saw. But it is the lengths they went to make sure he joined that made me convinced that, yeah, craziness does perfectly describe this anime. So all I would say is watch it and see for yourself. If you like it, keep watching. Watch the whole season. But yeah, I don't even want to spoil it. Just go watch it. And so we have here Hamatora. And this is not a high school anime. Because, like, I don't have nothing against high school anime. It's just, I'm surprised when I don't see one. But, I don't really know what to say about this one. Because in this one, it threw me off just because a detective type anime was the last thing I expected. I thought it was gonna be, well, not on first glance, my impression was that maybe it was like a action anime, but with like a lot of tragedy or something like that. But no, what it actually is basically, as the title says, Hamatora, which is the group that these minimum holders. Now, what this minimum holder is basically someone with powers. If you have like superhuman powers, you're called a minimum holder. And this Hamatora group is basically a group of detectives, and each member are minimum holders, and they're desperate for money. They really need money. And they do these jobs so that they can eat, because it seems like they have no official headquarters, and they're always low. It seems like all of them are low on dough. So I think these jobs that they take are very dangerous, but I guess it pays in the long run, I guess. Which is, when I watched it, I thought it was very interesting, and I'm curious what would happen in the next episode. Will it take the kind of route where each episode is like another case and they're broke again? Or will it be where there's going to be a whole bunch of cases, but sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's one case, or something that seems like multiple cases, but it's all tied together, and each episode to the very end is on this major case, and they're just stuck on it until they finally finish. So I don't know if they'll actually solve cases in every episode, but I'm curious. I'm curious enough to want to see the next episode to see where it goes, because just the fact they all have powers is one thing, but I basically want to see if there's more to it than that, and if there is, then I could see this being a really good anime if it has something to draw you in. But if it just has random cases, but the story about the characters, because you gotta wonder about the characters, the members of this Hamatora group, detective group, PIs. You want to learn about them, but if it's more about these cases they're solving and instead of them, then that would be bad for the anime. But for now, I want to see more and see what happens in the next episode. So give it a watch. Tell me what you think. And that is it for First Impressions Winter Anime Part 5. Now, there's a lot of anime this winter season, so stay tuned for more. Sorry for the blocked anime. It's hard to deal with, but just bear with me on this, and expect more releases. Like I was saying earlier, There's plenty of anime this season, so there may be up to part 8 for all I know. But all in all, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.